Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy. Funk thinking right out here in my lap. I do what I do for you. Well, I got a lot of time on my hands, so I got something nice. I put together something nice, a good lesson I think you can use. You know how I do it. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. This message is story for life. I give life lessons. You tuning and receiving them. We got a good thing going. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinking, mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission statement. That's my mission that I'm on to get you to know thyself. Your goal as a right thinker to know thyself with the lessons and stuff I'm giving you. That's what I do for you. Let's go. I asked the question, do you know you? Your goal is to know thyself, so I'm helping you with that. So the answer is rhetorical. If you don't have it for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. Excuse me. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is simple. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. A person who knows and knows, a person who knows not, and believe and think that they know. Sorry, is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. It's okay. I can awaken them with knowledge of self. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers. Know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. This book here, good lesson. So yeah, I'm stuck on the glorious light meditation. I think it's some good information to help you become your best self. So that's why I'm using it to get the lessons out. I got a few pages I'm gonna read through, so it might take a minute, but pay attention. Good information. Right thinkers, let's talk about the Hekau. Hekau means the words of power. Okay, prescribed by the ancient Egyptian sages for the use with the glorious light of meditation. And there's four of them. These, when you go into prayer, they tell you to have a fixed concept, whatever, but this is how they announce their prayers. Watch this. Nuke Heka, translated, I am the word itself. Sound familiar? Okay. He was the word with him. Yeah, we started that. Nuke Ra Akhu. I am Ra's what? Glorious, shining what? Spirit. Nuke Ba Ra. I am the soul of Ra. Last one. Again, Nuke Aku. I am God who creates through sound. Utterance of word of power. He thought himself into existence, brought itself into creation. So that's what the Heka means, words of power. When you go into prayer, that's what you're doing, expanding words of power. Hopefully the God will hear you. But I keep telling you, only way those words get heard is if you live it doing the right thing. That's the caveat to the whole thing about serving your higher self or God. You got to be obedient. So let's talk about it. Now, start with the first one. And nuke means I am, obviously, because everyone starts with I am. So the word, what's the word? In mystical philosophy, is a power of vibration. Tesla told you, Einstein told you, in thinking life, energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy is the thought, vibration is the concept, and the frequency is the concept, and the vibration is the utterance of it bringing it to manifestation. Okay, so again, word of power, vibration. All things, watch this, all things are seen as what? Being engendered through vibration, energy, frequency, and vibration. The sages of ancient times knew this, and what? Now, in modern physics, guess what? This understanding has been confirmed. I keep trying to explain to y'all all this new modern stuff that y'all found out that we already knew ancient times. It just affirms that we knew what we were talking about back then. Okay, moving on. They tell you it's been confirmed. We got a few things that I know that have been confirmed, but we've been talking about it for centuries. Thus, watch this. Through utterance, again, utterance of sound, God did what? Created the universe in the same manner by what? Utterance of certain sounds. Human beings also can what? Create spiritual enlightenment or human degradation. Your choice. Good, bad. Through the special words given above, the spiritual aspirant, aka right thinker, will create the awareness of their oneness with the glorious divine self, Ra, and thereby attain spiritual enlightenment or nihas. Know thyself. That's the goal for right thinkers, and it's the way to do that. Now, the second one is we did the first one, I am the word. Understanding that one. Second one is I am Ra's glorious shining spirit. When you illuminate, the illuminate ones, the Akus, that means the enlightened ones. And the illumination means you're illuminated from the inside out. Okay? Your light shines from the inside out. Watch this. So Ra means what? Divine light. That's the spirit that's in us. Sorry. Haku, again, literally refers to what? The aspect of the personality that is the inner light. The illuminated ones, the Illuminati, they know inner secrets. So as the light that what? Illumines the mind. When the eyes are closed and you are in a dark room, Aku is what? The glorified light. What is that? The spirit which what? Illumines your thoughts. It is your higher self, God, the reason why you can think and even exist. That's what the spirit gives you. Next one, we're going to talk about in ancient Kemet mystical philosophy. Heka is seen as what? The words of power themselves as a vibratory creative force as described above, but also, watch this, as a divinity or neteru, a god or cosmic force. Luke, use the force. That's think. It ain't illegal yet. So therefore, what? The utterance of those special words of power not only mean the invocation of their power, but also that one embodies their divine essence as well. Further, it should be kept in mind that the god Heka is an aspect of who? Ra, his soul. Hope you're getting this. Hope you understand this. What's going on? Let's go. Now, the words of power of the glorious light, meditation, should be what? Uttered together when used in formal practice, when you're doing your yoga position, or that's the formal way. Informal, when you're just going about your business, you got free time, you go into the meditative state. But the formal practice, you want to be able to bring your glorious light meditation into practice. However, at other times, watch this, you may choose what? A segment of the chant for what? Easy practice. Again, quick time, put over, I just go into that state. And watch this. Seeing the chanting frequency chart, they got that over here somewhere. I had that. Yeah, it's on the other page, but I ain't gonna go to that. It's a lot of frequency, vibrate, all that nonsense, but that's what I call fluff. I don't need to get into that. That ain't important for me right now. I'm trying to get across this point to you that watch this. Seeing and chanting frequency for additional instructions. See the chart, frequency chart. And doing your practice of the chant, what will happen? You will come to the place where the chant stops naturally. Um, that's the favorite one. Okay. And your mind will what? Be empty. A lot of people who agitated or distracted don't know how to meditate because they can't calm their mind. That's what the purpose of meditation to teach you how to do that. Stop. Well, I can't. My bad. I'm getting personal. All right. Now this is different from losing the chant due to what? The mind strayed into worldly thoughts. Again, not being able to focus. But what happened? You will feel light, transcendental, and what? At peace. And eventually you will even what? Transcend these feelings altogether. You start to get better at freeing your mind and letting the information download. Do not listen. For you new meditators, do not attempt to think or bring the chant back. Simply experience the purity of what? Consciousness. That's the glorious light when you're into meditative state. Now, let me break down visualization for you. Visualization starts, there's three levels. You got learning, you got worship, then you have devotional meditation, and then you will reach spiritual realization. What's this? Now, you start with learning. Learning about what? The divine how? Through the myths and the mystical philosophy, the stories. You hear about them, you understand them. Remember, listen. Then what happens? You begin to worship. How? By seeing God in everything and practicing right thing philosophy, spiritual disciplines. That's what I profess. Prayer, first thing in the morning, meditate after the prayer, and then all day you offer up a selfless service. That's how you serve the higher self. Okay? That's how you worship. Not with a whole bunch of jibber jabber and all that nonsense. No, that's a bunch of showman nonsense. So seeing God in everything, that means you're going to treat everything in a respectful manner, but you see God in it. So that's worshiping. Devotional meditation. Most Christians and most religious groups don't advocate meditation, but when you are worshiping, after you worship, the next thing you should do is go into devotional meditation. Why? Because that's when you say, I am one with God. That's communion with your higher self. The Father and I are one. Sound familiar? I am one with God. That's when you go into your meditative state of mind. That's what you want to think about. That's when you and God commune. That's how He relates to you. If you're not doing that, how are you getting your message from God? He even tell you, still yourself and what? Know that I am God. So understand that. Next one is spiritual realization is what? Is when you merge with the divine. You become one, experiencing your total self. That's my goal for right thinkers. This what you want to do. That's where you want to be. And there's ways you can do that, just like me. Profess it, practice it, and manifest it. That's possible. Moving on. So visualization, visualization is the next important element in what? In this meditation instruction. I'm trying to get you to understand when you meditate what to meditate about, put the right thoughts in your mind, and let them do what they do. The form of visualization is what to be practiced here is called ritual identification with who? With the divine self, aka higher self or God. But ritual identification falls under the category of what? Sema yoga. That means coming together with what? Devotion as explained through throughout this text. The ordinary form of identification people have, that is their idea of who they are. Again, we are who we believe and think we are. If you don't have a clue of who you are, that's not good. It's open invitation for you to be swindled, hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, more important, enslaved. How about that? So, when the idea of who they are is an egoistic notion based on what? Ignorance of who? The deeper self, your higher self within. The ego thinks it's all about him. And you got people who go through life think it's all about them. I was one at one time, so I understand that concept, trust me. And it all starts with your individual. This form, watch this, of visualization should be practiced when at all times as what? A perpetual mindful exercise as well as when practicing when your formal meditation state session. You should be in God conscious. You should be in a meditative state of mind by doing the best, being your best, and giving 100% in what you're doing. That's what you control. The glorious light of meditation incorporates the yoga of what? Devotional love and what? Yoga of wisdom, my two favorites, and as well as the yoga of meditation. Every yoga concept is for you to commune with your higher self. Depending on what the thought process is, you control that. That's up to you. But what's this? It consists of what? Understanding and directing the feelings and emotions towards who? The divine self who abides in all creation. Again, we got that concept. When you love something, watch this. You put that object first. Pedestal, we call it, pedestalizer, putting them up there, okay? Even before what? Your own desires. The people who we respect and admire, we do that. Through what? Through this process of what? Sublimating your own desire for somebody else and directing the mind toward what? The divine. What happens? The ego begins to diminish. His power begins to shrink. His voice begins to weaken, lessen. And this process allows what? The mind to do what now? Soar high among the sublime feelings and thoughts of the ego mind. The ego mind wants what it wants, and it's down here. Once she raise up, it's got to acquiesce. That's the concept. And devotion, watch this, leads to wisdom. And like two wings of what? A bird, the spiritual aspirant, right thinker, is led from what? Faith to what? Knowledge, aka from belief to knowing. And what happens? And then to mystical experience, the divine. When you reach the level of Nihas, when you do the things you need to do, you will be in contact with your higher self and you will know that for yourself. Therefore, the myth of what? The destruction of who? The unrighteous men and women and the story of who? Hekau and Tahuti should be recited or read prior to what? Your formal practice of the glorious light of meditation state. Why? Understand the story, reflect on the story, and then meditate about the story. Get the understanding. You are Hekau. God sent you here on a mission. Your mission now as a human is to find yourself, know yourself. She came here and got lost in the world. We all do. Why? Because that's what it's here for. Your job is to rise above it, realize the illusionariness of this temporary world, and become your best self so you can go back home with the Father, okay, in the place where all spirits will get enlightened here, though, the dua. Now, it is important to understand that devotional Sima Yoga involves more than simply mindlessly or fanatically praising God. Oh God, yeah, and praying or singing devotional songs, talking in tongues, songs with emotional force, speaking in tongues, and an integrated process of devotional yoga involves an understanding of the metaphysical teachings of wisdom and a blending of all the other yoga systems. This integrated process, which involves what? Wisdom or intuitional understanding of the see, of the metaphysics realities behind creation. That's why I did a creation story. Once you know how it started, once you get the concept of things, you'll be able to follow the process. And behind the creation, service to what? Close any gaps in your mind of ignorance of what? You, the aspirant, as to the existence of the divine. You have to know God for yourself. That's the experience, the mystical experience. If you put the work in, that's what the results you get. Now, in this meditation, the aspirant is what? Directed to identify him or herself with who? The supreme being in the form of birth. It happens, rebirth, born again. Meeting God is like being born again. This form is known as Kepri, the sunrise morning sun, and symbolizes the emergence, spiritual birth of who? The divine within the human heart. To add to your visualization, I'm gonna wrap this up after this. You may compose an altar to worship at. We all, anybody who's spiritual, you have a spot where you have all your religious concepts and your ritualistic concepts. Okay, everybody does it different. Your choice. Now you have an altar with what? Special spiritual icons. Got mine over there. That will what? Help you focus your mind. A candle, a sun disk symbol, pictures or statues of Ra, that Hekau or Tahuti, or anything else which will help you to what? Remember your teachings and causes your mind to what? Flow towards the calm and peaceful state. Therefore, after performing the necessary ablutions, doing your thing of mind and body, and outer preparations of your meditation area, meditate thus. See yourself as the transformative power which gives life to all things, becoming one with God. See yourself as the sustainer of creation. Again, becoming one with God. See yourself as being into which the creation dissolves in order to give way to what? A new cycle of creation. It comes and it goes. Right now, we good. It's going to evaporate and start over again. You are not just the body, but you encompass the entire universe as above, so below. What's out there is in here. This is your true possession. Even though, watch this, the world may come into existence, and it has, and it will decay and die. Yep. You do not decay or die, and neither are you born. The spirit, you are immortal, transcendental self. Once you realize that, you have waken up, you have become spiritual enlightened, you know thyself. You are the beginning, the middle, and the end. Why? You have existed for what? The insurmountable time and will ever exist for eternity. Why? You are one with the absolute. That's what I've been trying to get you to understand. Hope you got the lesson. Hope it's informative. I'll be back with more. But right now, I gotta go.